Lost is said to be one of the most confusing shows to ever air on television, and I've never seen a single episode. So I figured I'd watch a random episode somewhere in the middle and try to break it down. Here we go. The episode begins on a beach. This woman is relaxing by the water getting a tan, and she smiles and waves at this sweaty fella, and he waves back. So these two are boning for sure, right? The sweaty fella limps into a little shack and grabs a pill bottle, and then that lady shows up in the shack. How did she get from the water to the shack so fast? I don't trust this lady. They're sitting in the tent and she's flirting with him really hard. This fella pops the pills and says they're antibiotics because he has a stomach bug. But I feel like he's lying. I think he's secretly addicted to pain meds because look how much pain he's in when he's walking to the shack. Oh, so these people are stranded on an island. I guess that makes sense considering the title is Lost and not Fun Beach Vacation. Then, drug guy and flirty lady hear a dog barking and someone yelling for help. They run outside and there's actually quite a few people on this island with them. I'm gonna go ahead and take a wild swing at this. These people were on a cruise ship. The cruise ship crashed. They all got in a lifeboat and they went to this island. Some guy's body washes up on shore and he's super dead. For some reason, drug guy asked this other guy if he knows who it is. Wait, is that Neil Patrick Harris? With a beard and dark hair? No, wait, never mind. False alarm, but this guy does look like a poor man's Neil Patrick Harris. Neil Patrick Harris says that this dead guy was a doctor on their boat, so I'm feeling pretty good about my cruise ship guess. Then we cut to a man who looks like a young Hagrid playing Risk with his friends. This one guy must be the model that the Shrek animation team used to create Prince Charming because they are straight up identical. And then we cut to a woman with handcuffs being threatened by some soldier looking guys. What is going on? Are we still on that island from before? These soldiers seem to want the handcuffed woman to give them access to young Hagrid's house. She dials a number on a pad and then the phone rings in the house. Okay, so they have electricity, so they're definitely not stranded on that island, right? Also, whose baby is this? This old bald guy answers the phone and says it's for Ben, and then we see a man with a beaten up face playing the piano. This actor was on Person of Interest. I know what you're thinking. Steve, you watched Person of Interest, but you didn't watch Lost? No, I didn't watch Person of Interest, but I watched CBS in like the year 2014, and CBS only plays one commercial every time there's a commercial break. And back then it was Person of Interest. Now it is young Sheldon. Anyways, they tell Person of Interest that when they answered the phone, they heard code 14J and he freaks out and grabs a gun. He tells them they need to go to another house because they're here. Everything is moving so fast. Who's here? They're here, but who's they? Who's they? Also, what happened to my friends on the island? Then we cut to the Sahara Desert, and Person of Interest is just waking up. His face is not beat up anymore though, so this must be a flashback. Two guys with guns ride up on horses and start patting down Person of Interest. He pulls out a nightstick and smacks one of the guys and shoots the other one. Then he jumps on one of their horses like this is Grand Theft Auto Egypt and rides away. Oh, okay, that flashback is over now. Flashbacks are supposed to explain things, not leave you with more questions. What's this dude doing in the Sahara Desert? Why is he sleeping on the ground? What's happening? Now we're back at the house and Person of Interest is pissed. He says one of his people has been captured, probably talking about that woman in handcuffs from earlier. Prince Charming says he's gonna go try to grab some people before the bad soldier men show up. And then we cut back to the beach. They're all talking about the dead body and drug guy is even sweatier now. Apparently Neil Patrick Harris is a tech whiz and he's trying to fix a radio transmitter. Flirty lady tells him they salvaged some stuff from the plane that he can use. The plane? I thought it was a boat. Did a plane also crash? Is it a boat and a plane? Did both of these things crash at the same island at the same time? Are we in the Bermuda Triangle? Now we cut back to the house and Person of Interest is preparing for the soldiers to arrive. Prince Charming is outside and he's asking this guy where Claire is, but then this guy gets shot. Prince Charming starts firing his gun randomly into the woods and he takes cover. Then this lady comes outside and immediately gets shot too. What an idiot! That lady heard like 10 gunshots and her first reaction was to walk outside. What are you doing? Just peek out the window or something. Oh my gosh, what's going on now? This other guy runs outside and he immediately gets shot too. What do these people expect to happen? Stay inside. Both of those people deserve to die. I kind of wish the rest of the episode was just people running outside getting shot one by one for the next 30 minutes. Prince Charming flips a table made of cheap wood and decides, I'm gonna use this as a shield against a bunch of guns. And it works! Then he runs away and for some reason, all these soldiers who had pinpoint accuracy shooting those 3 people earlier can't even get a piece of Prince Charming. All of a sudden, this house blows up, and I think Prince Charming's girlfriend was in there, but then we cut to another flashback of Person of Interest and now he's in Tunisia. Sure, why not? He's checking into a hotel and he says his name is Dean Moriarty, but most people call me Person of Interest. This lady is like, Moriarty, huh? Where's Sherlock Holmes? Also, wasn't this dude's name Ben like 5 minutes ago? What kind of a stupid fake name is Dean Moriarty? He asks the receptionist if it's 2005 and she's like, yeah, of course it is. So he might be some sort of a time traveler. Then person of interest sees a TV and a guy with beautiful curly hair is talking about his dead wife. We cut back to the house. This baby is like an Aerosmith song right now, crying. Person of interest says that they need to find a guy named Jacob in a cabin. And then Prince Charming finds his girlfriend in the rubble of that blown up house. Young Hagrid breaks the window and Prince Charming climbs inside the house. And then the doorbell rings. Pizza's here. Who's ringing the doorbell right now? A house just exploded. There's people firing guns. Just what are you doing ringing a doorbell? They clear the barricade and pull in this guy named Miles. If this was a Canadian show, his name would be Kilometers. He shows them a walkie-talkie and says that the soldiers want to talk. And now it's time for another flashback, and this time we're in Iraq. Person of interest is dressed like he's about to go on a safari, but instead he goes to the roof of this building and takes pictures. He's taking a picture of the guy with the beautiful hair, and he looks up at him. He's so embarrassed that he got caught taking creep shots that he tries running away, but beautiful hair tackles him. Whoa! He asks person of interest how he got off the island. So both of these guys were stranded on that island at some point, and they escaped? Were they with flirty lady and drug guy? That would kind of make sense, I think. We find out that person of interest is trying to find beautiful hair's dead wife's killer. So now we're back at that house and those soldiers want to escort person of interest back to the mainland. So these guys are on the island. Everybody is on the same island? Uh-oh. You know that woman that the soldiers have as prisoner? Well, that's person of interest's daughter. Person of interest talks to them on a walkie-talkie. The guy he's talking to is right outside, and person of interest somehow knows exactly who he is even though they've never met. The soldier whistles and person of interest's daughter comes out. He says that if person of interest doesn't come outside, he'll kill his daughter. And person of interest is like, go ahead, she's not even my daughter, do what you want. And then the soldier calls his bluff and kills his daughter. Person of interest is like, oh my god, I just told that guy to kill my daughter and he actually did it. I am so stupid. Also, I kind of look like the villain in Spy Kids. Prince Charming's in there freaking out saying they should turn person of interest into the soldiers. And person of interest is saying that somebody changed the rules. Rules? And then he runs into a secret tunnel. Now we're having another flashback, and person of interest is very interested in this bald guy. He chases him through the streets into an alley, and this angry bald man sneaks up on him with a gun. He asks person of interest who he is and why he's following him, but then beautiful hair shows up and shoots the angry bald man. Person of interest loves talking about this guy named Mr. Widmore, who I'm pretty sure is in charge of those soldiers on the island. So Mr. Widmore is the villain on this show, I think. We cut back to present day. Or wait, is this a flashback? I think that the island stuff might actually be the flashbacks and the present day stuff is actually person of interest running around Africa, right? Because why would he go on the island with beautiful hair, get off the island in Africa, and then go back to the island again? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so the Africa stuff is what's happening now, and the island stuff is flashbacks. I think person of interest comes out of his secret door and tells everyone that they need to run away. Then a freaking earthquake starts happening and the whole house shakes. Person of interest looks out the window and a bunch of black smoke comes flying past the house. What is that? They run outside and watch the black smoke turn into a monster that starts killing people. The smoke is literally grabbing people and dragging them away. Smoke can't do that. Person of interest is a magician. How did he make that thing appear? This makes no sense. Is this like a Hunger Games situation where person of interest is the game master and he can make anything appear on the island that he wants? If not, person of interest is just a warlock, I'm pretty sure. Like, everything else on the show seems pretty normal. All the other characters don't seem like they're crazy magicians, but person of interest can time travel, I think? He knows everything about everyone, and he just summoned a smoke demon to kill people. We finally cut back to the beach part of the island. Neil Patrick Harris has the radio transmitter working, and he asks what happened to the doctor. Who is he trying to communicate with? They receive a transmission back, and Neil Patrick Harris lies and says that helicopters are coming to pick them up in the morning. But this older guy who probably served in Vietnam or something knows Morse code. He says that the transmission said that the doctor is fine, which he clearly isn't. The guy is super dead. Drug guy is steaming mad. He asks Neil Patrick Harris why he lied, and Neil Patrick Harris says that he was never planning on helping them off the island. Who are they communicating with right now? And why is Neil Patrick Harris lying? Is he a bad guy? We cut to person of interest and his crew in the woods. People are still being weirdly calm about the fact that he just summoned a smoke hellion. They rehash their plan to go see Jacob in the cabin. What is this island and why do so many people seem to live here? Prince Charming says that he and his girlfriend are going back to the beach and they start walking away. Oh, okay. So this group crashed on the island with the people on the beach. And this group decided we're gonna go look for help on the island, so they went on a little trip. But no, that doesn't make sense because why were they just playing board games earlier? I don't know if I've understood a single thing that's happened so far. And now we cut to London, England. Person of interest is all over the place. He walks into an apartment building and gets in the elevator. He picks a lock that lets him ride all the way up to the penthouse, and voila, he's in a big fancy apartment waking up a rich old man. Person of interest tells the rich old man that he killed person of interest's daughter. So it's official. This is the present. All the island stuff is the flashbacks. How did that take me the whole episode to figure out? So this is the Widmore guy that caused all the trouble on the island. Person of interest tells him that he's gonna kill his daughter as revenge. Rich old man says he'll never find her, and then he says that the island belongs to him. And person of interest says that he'll never find the island again. Person of interest, please, it's an island. What are you gonna do, draw on all of his maps? They both agree that the hunt is on, and then the episode ends. That's how it ends? I have such a headache right now trying to figure out anything that just happened on that show. I don't know anything. That old rich guy owns the island. Did he make them all crash on the island? And now person of interest is trying to get revenge? But person of interest is a magician? Do drug guy and flirty lady ever get off the island and get married? Are they even dating on this show, or am I just looking way too deep into their flirting? Because they were flirting. But maybe drug guy ends up overdosing on his pain meds. Can you overdose on pain meds? I don't know anything at all. I'm exhausted. So, I already know the answer to this, but how much did I get right? Did I get anything right? Did I even make any concrete guesses? Okay, let's make some guesses. The island is in the Bermuda Triangle. A cruise ship and an airplane crashed into the island. The old rich guy owns the island. He somehow made the cruise ship and the airplane crash into the island, and I guess for his own entertainment, maybe he was watching the island. Maybe there's cameras on the island and he's watching from his London apartment. Now we're getting somewhere. The old rich guy is watching these people. It's like Survivor, but it's real life Survivor. An old rich man is getting his kicks, watching these people on the island try to survive. Now this makes sense, but why is person of interest a magician? That part still makes no sense to me. Is he a magician? What was that smoke stuff? This show is nuts. I don't know what else to say. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.